Let's do it. We're
Should.
live. We're live now anyway, so we
We're
will.
live now.
We will.
Yes.
Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome to Hidden Existence. Hope everybody's doing all right out there tonight. Happy New Year, Jason. How are you?
Happy New Year to you, Danielle. I'm doing quite well. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Had a bit of a quiet one myself. Did you party for the
Just with the family.
special
I
rollover?
yes. No, I partied with the family. We didn't do much. Actually, my daughter was with was with my sister. They had a they were partying with the rich and famous that evening, and so it was just me, my wife, and the boys. We made way too much food. I actually burned myself on some oil. I don't think you can see it. Just it's a light
Oh,
burn.
all right.
Um, in my hand a little bit too. But
Okay.
yeah, no. It was fun. I introduced the boys to speed, and then speed 2 cruise
Oh,
control because
you said speed too, because I
speed 2.
thought, hey, wow,
Yeah,
that is a
no,
party.
no, no. Yeah, Keanu Reeves. No, Keanu Reeves. However, midway through, they both bailed out of Speed 2, which I can't blame them. I mean, Keanu bailed out too. So
Oh well, I
yeah,
don't think I've seen either, unfortunately or
you
fortunately.
haven't seen. Okay, the Speed 2 cruise control is absolutely worth missing.
Okay.
But the original Speed with Keanu Reeves, that's a classic. You can't give me your hand. It's
I don't think
brilliant.
it'll reach through. Oh,
Yeah,
was that something from the film?
it's
Sorry.
something from the film. Yeah,
Yeah, you see, it's just gonna go over my head. I
yeah.
may have seen a little bit of it, but you know what I'm like.
Pop quiz, hot shot.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
shoot the
Um.
hostage.
Well, look,
It's
I
not
know
a
as
very quotable film. I'm sorry. It's
okay. I'm
yeah, I
sorry, I
okay.
can't. I'll
It's a
watch it.
great film. You got to
I'll,
watch it. It's
I'll watch
on.
it just for you.
Yeah, go watch it just for me, and then you can laugh at me because it's a terrible movie, but I love it.
All right. As long as there's no pimples being popped.
No, there's no. I can
Goodness.
guarantee there's no pimples being popped in the entire film.
Excellent. That'll do me then. As long
Hmm.
as there's none of that, I'm happy to watch it. Um, so I said I'm all right, but actually I'm not all right. I've been
Oh no.
I've been worried about something,
Uh
and it's you.
oh.
I've
What did
been
I do
worried
now?
about you, and I just kept, like losing sleep over it, thinking, if you ever come to the UK, how on earth are you going to be able to manage to speak and understand English when we're having this tomato issue? And I feel like I need to
That's a good question. Yeah.
guide you with the English language.
Okay. Yes,
So,
please. I would love this. Please educate me.
well, it's not so much just training you to
Hmm.
pronounce the words maybe in a better way. I don't know. But I mean, I thought we'd give an example.
All
So,
right.
how would you pronounce this word?
That would be data.
Okay, I'll give you that one.
All right.
Because some people would say data,
Data. Data. Yeah.
data, but you're saying it. Okay, here we go. Next one.
Nadine.
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 Not like Nadine or something like that.
There's no Y in it.
Nadine.
Nadine. So Nadine, yeah.
Yeah.
Nadine.
Yeah. I would say
Anyone?
Nadine. Yeah.
Nadine.
Glastonbury.
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 Glastonbury. Yeah.
Glastonbury. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's
Berry.
not Glastonbury. It's Glastonbury.
Glastonbury. Yeah.
All right.
Unless I'm getting it wrong, anyone who wants to hop in.
Well,
Now this
you're the one from across the pond. Shouldn't you
Glastonbury, yeah.
know? Shouldn't you
Well, I hope
know?
so. Yeah, because it's not
It
berry, is it? It's berry. But
actually I would say
there's-
bury, like Bury, like to bury a body. I'd
there
say that. So
is
Glastonbury.
there is a place in the UK not far from me, and it's called Bury. No, it's
Yeah,
called
I'd say
Berry. I can't remember
yes.
now. I'm getting confused myself.
See, there you go. See, I would call it. I would say that's berry.
That is berry, yeah.
Yeah, but of
Or is
course
it
that's.
Bury?
But the thing is that I
Oh,
pronounce it the same as like a fruit from a bush, right? Berrie, or Erry, depending on which one you want to go with.
yeah. Um,
Next week I'll bring a list
I'm
of
pretty sure
cities
it's
from
berry.
Texas.
I'm pretty sure we pronounce it as berry. Now I've just got myself completely confused.
I
It doesn't matter anyway.
win. I win all the
Now,
things.
this is an interesting one.
Parmesan.
Where's the jar coming from?
It's a leftover from the Italians.
So it's just Parmesan.
Yeah, it's Parmesan.
Parmesan?
Parmesan.
Okay.
Basil.
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 Basil?
There's a thing with the A going on with the A with you.
It's a Texan thing. I told you we
It's a
attenuate
Texan thing.
all of our vowels.
Yeah.
It's because it honestly, okay, like if I were to throw you a bunch of Texas city names, you'd be like, what the hell are you talking about? Because a lot of it comes from Indian languages and a lot of it comes from Spanish. And so the problem is we bastardize both. And you son of a Brit.
What is that one?
Worcestershire.
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 Like Yorkshire. Not Yorkshire.
But it says Shire right there.
Shire.
Shire.
What?
Shire.
Shire. Shire will be SHIER. Worcestershire. Worcestershire.
Sure. Worcestershire.
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 Worcester. Oh, Worcestershire. Worcester in Worcestershire.
Yeah, Worcestershire.
Yeah, that's an interesting one because there's one here as well, which is not far from there.
So you're saying Worcestershire? Is that it? Worcestershire?
Worcestershire. Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire. Let me get this one here right. Let me get the spelling right on this one. Because
will it matter, honestly?
I think I've
it's not like you're giving me Welsh words where it's like the spelling just doesn't freaking matter. Bister. I can actually see it being Bister.
I can't because I always used to call it Bicester.
Bicester. Well, but there's no vowel between the S and the T, so it would be Bister.
Bister.
Yeah, Bister. Yeah, Bister. Yeah, okay, I can see Bister.
I know.
But I can see where you'd want Craig.
Okay, give you that one.
Right.
Let's go to this one again.
Horror.
Pardon?
Horror. Yeah.
Horror. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, that's pretty much the list. I mean, we can see where the issue is.
It's with the vowels. I'm a Texan. Again, pen versus pen. Like it's all the same to me. I can't do the vowels. No, I'm not even going to try that one. Hold on. Okay, I was going to give Leicestershire. Not Leicestershire. Well, I guess it would be the Leicestershire.
Yeah. Leicestershire.
I like to get Leicestershire.
Leicestershire.
Edinburgh. No, that's Edinburgh. Is it? Or is it Edinburgh?
Edinburgh.
Yeah, it's like I want to say
like Edinburgh because there's no borough, there's no R.
Yeah,
you know. So
I wasn't certain. Sometimes y'all make up letters. I mean, but it's not Edinburgh. I know because of the H. It's Edinburgh. It's aluminum.
You spelled it wrong anyway.
I know what he's trying.
Oh no, he hasn't spelled it wrong. He's just pronouncing it wrong. Aluminium.
It's aluminum.
Aluminium.
My dad actually used to say aluminium when he was being funny because we all worked on European cars. Like, no, Jason, this is a British car. It's aluminium. It's aluminum if it's an American car. It's aluminium if it's British.
Do they make cars of aluminium?
They make parts out of aluminium.
Okay.
And one of my favorite Bare Naked Ladies song is Aluminum, and the chorus goes, aluminium to some, aluminum to me. You can shine like silver all you'd like, but you're just aluminum.
Wow.
It's very poetic. I mean, you could make it a metaphor for so many things in life, but they are really singing about aluminum.
I see. Okay. Thank you, Mike. I
Thank you,
appreciate
Mike.
that. And Happy New Year to you.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's strange, isn't it? How we're looking at the same thing, but
Mhm.
saying it in a different way. Oh,
Here,
yes.
I'm a private
This is an interesting one.
vehicle.
Right. Okay. You say it quite really well.
Thank you.
Where I can sometimes it's like people pronounce every single syllable, so it comes out as vehicle.
Yes, I've heard
Have
that.
you heard that?
Oh yeah,
Maybe that's just
vehicle.
part of their twang. I don't know, but it seems
It,
like a very
yeah,
long way around of saying that word.
it does. I think a lot of it comes down to again, it's how we Texans treat our vowels. Again, I'm sort of weird because I'm still Texan, but I'm Dallas, so it's I have a more Midwestern accent, and I grew up watching a lot of other stuff, so my accent isn't as pronounced. Like people from other states, they're like, yeah, I can definitely hear you, but I definitely try to play down my accent whenever I have it, given the chance. Like there was, I told you the story, right? When I was working third shift at FedEx office, and I had three ladies from out of town, and they're like, can you say howdy, ma'am? And I was like, I've told you the story, and I'm like, I'm not going to do this. I did it anyway because I could just hear the ghost of my mother being like, they're from out of town. They're asking you politely, just do the thing. But I don't have much of an accent, but I do. Unfortunately, my vowels are where it sticks out the most. Here, I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna type out like two city names real quick,
Okay.
and I want to hear you say them. I will. These are actual city names.
Right. Where are you going to put them?
I'm sending you to the front to the private chat so you can post them.
Okay, got it. Got it. Mm-hmm. I've seen this one before.
Okay, and hold on. This is the county name. This is it's. I can always tell when someone has no idea. They're not from Texas, and like the news is reporting about it.
I feeling I know this, but I just can't remember. And I'm trying to think how to translate that X, really.
Yep.
Is it Mechia?
No, no. It's a soft X. It's a Spanish X. So it's Mahia.
Mahia.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well. I tried. Let me
You
get these
tried.
other ones.
Yeah.
I
So
got
that is
the first letter. So
yeah. Yeah, you have the first syllable. I mean, it's good. I mean, it's solid.
starting it. Here we go.
I used to live there for like a couple of years.
Okay. I'm just gonna say Nacogdoches.
You're actually not too far off. It's Nacogdoches.
Nacogdoches. Probably I
And
probably said it better than you.
no, no, no. Now here's the thing. Yeah, we actually have a sister city, or Nacogdoches has a sister city in Louisiana. Britney Spears grew up there. It's called Natchitoches.
All right. Interesting.
Named after the tribes that lived there. The Nacogdoches was the tribe was part of. They were a Caddo tribe, part of the Caddo civilization, which is part of they were the western furthest point of the Mississippian Empire.
Right. I
So
never
there
knew
you go.
that. I
Well,
never knew
now you do. Now you do.
that.
And this is the county in which this is a county down south.
Baja.
No,
I don't know. I'll just say Bexar.
which is what most people say if they're not from Texas. It's this is how bastardized we do it. It's bear.
Okay. Bear.
Yeah, we just it's a soft X. It's the Spanish X, but we just blow right through that X like it does. Like it's not even. It should be like Bahar, but it's just bear.
Well, this is the same with my surname.
Mm-hmm.
Sicilian, obviously.
Yeah. Agliolo.
Aiolo.
Yeah.
Aiolo. Don't even pronounce
Aiolo.
the G, and the Y, and the I is pronounced like a Y.
Right.
So, why have the G? It's just these silent letters. just sent to
Oh,
confuse us. And, I've had to live with
um,
that name as a kid. Nobody,
yeah.
for a long time, I hated that
Uh-huh.
name because nobody could pronounce it. And
Yep.
then you grow up and you're waiting like in the doctors or whatever, and the
Mhm.
receptionist comes out and starts to go, Miss Angela, and I'm going, just say Daniela. Just say Daniela, don't have to
Mhm.
go through the whole jiggly lo.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Oh, again, McLean. My last name, it's not that hard. It's clean with an M in front of it. But I cannot, everyone starts with McLean or
McLean.
Mac, or it's like Matt Clean. I'm like, there's not even an A. It's just MC. Like, there's not even an A, people. Where are you getting the Mac from? It's Mick. It's a sound because it's not even MIC. It's just Mick. It's McLean. And
Mm.
but everyone's like, so McLean or McLean. I'm like, there's no INE, but the problem is it's spelled correctly, but everyone pronounced it like the phonetic spellings, right?
Right,
Like,
okay, got you. Yeah.
so you're just like, okay, whatever. I'm not crawling through the duct work at Nakatomi Plaza. There's a handful of people who are going to get that reference.
All right, okay, fair enough. Yes, Ruger.
All the time, Ruger.
Just you.
All the time.
Just you. Nobody else. We just talk about you in there. Yeah, we've given that away now, haven't we?
But we would do it more, except I have to use the keyboard on my laptop because the connection thing. It's a long story.
It's awkward, isn't it? So we just talk about him after the show, don't we?
Yeah, usually. Yeah. It's only Ruger usually we talk about, though.
Only. There's no one else
Not
I'd rather talk about, to be honest.
No one else. Mm-hmm.
And the things we've said.
So many things.
So many.
Honestly, particularly the things you said, Daniela, I would blush. I mean, some of them. I mean, some of the things you said, I'm the son of a mechanic, and I was like, whoa, man, that's some harsh language.
Well, look, this is why it's in private and not in public. So,
Exactly.
Honestly,
I didn't even know some of those words. Yeah.
Just don't let him know, though. Don't want him to know.
Okay.
We do that. So if anyone's got any other, that is a name, isn't it? That would be a Scottish name.
So the first one here this goes back to the difference between the phonetic sound and the proper sound. So again, the problem is the Scottish brogue. When a lot of people were coming across Ellis Island, only some of them could read and write. My ancestors could read and write, but a lot of them couldn't. And so it was literally whatever dude was working Ellis Island, he was just spelling them out phonetically. So the first name should be, my thought would be McLeod, but I can see it being McLeod. But I think it's supposed to be McLeod.
McLeod.
Yeah.
McLeod. Yeah.
But I can also see it being McLeod. I mean, again, the problem is the Scottish brogue changes a lot of the vowels too. So, and that's the thing. Like with Texas, we got a lot of German and a lot of Czechoslovakian, and then a lot of Scots which is what helped to develop the Texas accent. And of course, what you have now are Scottish, Germans, and Czechoslovakians speaking Spanish, and you have Texas. And then you've got the French. You get the French from Louisiana and the Cajun. That has a huge influence as well. And so you got a bunch of Scottish, Germans, Czechoslovakians speaking Spanish, and Indian languages. And like there's a reason the Texas accent exists the way it does.
Because of that. It's interesting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to think. There's some other places in England, towns that you definitely wouldn't get.
I love the fact that you're pointing out the English and not the Welsh, because even you're like, nope, they're the Welsh.
Oh, I can't even do the Welsh, especially the longest name.
That's insane. Like that's not even someone. Well, they created it as a gag. Like even they admit it's a gag. Francesca didgeridoo. And Rooted Expeditions, yes, trust me, as a Texan, I speak taco. And for those who have never had tamales, I cannot help you.
There's a kind of the translation, isn't it?
Mhm.
the translation of let's hang on. Because I can't do this. Why isn't it just doing it for me?
So many responses I could have to that.
Oh. Oh, come on. Can I get it now? I can't get it to play it for me.
Chanweir puchvingich gogerish vindrobo chantisilio gogogo.
Yes.
Okay. So that's the but
Mhm.
translated, it's something to do with the I wish I could find it. The station near the house with the girl.
Yeah.
The
It's weird. Yeah, it's like it's literally a sentence is what it means. It's what
St
it means,
Mary's
right?
Church in the
Yeah.
hollow of the White Haze near a rapid something.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it is a bit crazy and long, and absolutely I guess no one can
Mm.
pronounce it unless they're from there.
But I think they even said they put it up as sort of like it was a gag for them.
Right,
Like it wasn't even like a native thing. It just became they created it to be a gag
right, okay.
because they knew nobody could pronounce it.
Oh, right. Well, I'll look into that because I don't know how long it's been like that, but that would make sense probably
Mhm.
because it is a little bit ridiculous.
Well, it's like one specific train station, and it's that has that name.
Yeah,
It's
just
not
one.
even like the yeah. It's like it's a train station. It's not even a city or a town or anything. It was just a train station. So
Isaac, is he live? Are you live, Zach? I can't be live, can he? If he's here, unless he's popping in to say hello.
hello,
So
hello.
hello.
See, I do that better than you do.
You do. You do actually. That's an interesting one. Hi, Paul. We have lots of Aboriginal names in our towns and suburbs.
Oh,
Indorupili, for example. Most are English corruptions of Indigenous words. Indrupili. Indrupili.
yeah.
Yeah, well, that makes sense, doesn't it? I guess.
Well, I mean
Uh,
but that's most places, right? I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
they name them after the civilization that was before, but I mean you know that's what happens all over the Middle East, right? We have towns and cities that go back thousands of years, and it's changed hands like 12 times, right? Different languages, different cultures, and it keeps evolving. I mean, Istanbul was Constantinople, but it was something else before that, and it was something else before that. Sometimes they change names, but sometimes it retains the name. Uh, oh, um, I just now I've got Mahea stuck in my head, and it's not what I'm talking about. Mecca.
Mecca.
Mecca is an Arabic version of but it was originally called Mecca, but it was in a different language, and they transliterated it into Arabic.
Mm,
So I mean, that's how everyone does. It's every culture in the world.
definitely, yeah.
Hmm.
My town certainly wasn't called this. It was a slight variation on this, what it's called now, Lancaster.
Hmm.
Um, and it was to do with, pretty sure it was to do with the river and
Hmm.
stuff like that.
It's
Um,
it was probably a Latin name because of the Romans. Well, was it like there's
yeah,
London and then there's the city of London? I
yeah,
just learned that. I didn't know that there were in one's like the Ho. It's like it's its own little town. And it comes from Londinium, but then now you have the city of London that's around it.
yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing, and I mean I'm a bit of an Anglophile, and I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, same in Italy, actually.
Hmm.
You have like the Cittadellas, which are the original town. And
Hmm.
in Italy, it'll probably all be walled as well. So you won't even be, when I used to be a truck
Mm,
driver, could not
yeah,
go into those old parts of town. And
really.
yeah, I mean, when people say London, they're from
Hmm.
London, it, it's covering a huge, massive land.
Hmm.
And people tend to just say London rather than be specific because London is made up of tiny, tiny little towns and cities
Hmm.
and not cities, but lots of towns and hamlets and villages. I mean, literally all the way throughout it. But yeah, there is a point where that London centre is just is London, and literally not too far out of there, it's changing names and places. So, yeah, when people say they're from London, I don't know why they're not more specific.
Well, so here's the thing. I do the same thing. I would say I'm from Dallas, and technically I am. But even though I grew up in DeSoto, I live in Waxahachie. Unless you literally live in Texas and really, or you're from the North Texas region, telling somebody I'm from Waxahachie means nothing, right? I just say I'm from Dallas. Everyone knows where Dallas is, roughly, right? Even if they don't necessarily, if they couldn't find it on a map, they're like, okay, it's a famous city in Texas. It gives them something. Like telling me you're from London, I'm like, okay, I have a conception of London in my head. I know you're probably just from the region, right? It's I do the same thing. I get it, but like
I think
Houston, like someone saying they're from Houston, literally means nothing.
Yeah,
even for a Texan, because you're like, okay, well, what part of Houston? Because Houston is so, I'm gonna get a little British here, so bloody massive that it literally, like saying you're from Houston is kind of what you're saying. It doesn't mean anything because it's so big. You could be from not only could you be from any point within the city, you could be from any of the surrounding areas.
Yeah, it could be 100 miles apart.
Exactly. No, you could really be over an hour. It could be an hour drive from here to here and still be in Houston and still call yourself a Houstonian. It is insane how big it is. So I get it. I get exactly what you're saying, but I can sympathize because, again, telling someone you're from Waxahachie or Waxahachie, depending on how you want to say it. In fact, there's a joke about that. But it doesn't mean anything. But you say you're from Dallas, people at least have a conception of where Dallas is.
Yeah. I think because, we're a much smaller place anyway, but we have a lot of football teams. So, a lot of people would know. I'm just going to bring it up. The map. It's the map. So, anyone in this area will probably say they're from London.
Yeah.
But like London, this is all these tiny places. But that's literally there. There. It's wherever it is, this area that covers it. But yeah, the rest of it isn't London at all. It's just maybe London district, but there's so many places around it. And I would just think, a lot of us know, just because maybe, I don't know, football's a big thing over here, and literally all these things.
How about real quick? Well, I will bet you, again, just my experience, that big loop. No, you can go back to being a little bit closer. So stop right there. There's sort of that big loop around.
Yeah.
I bet you it's like if you're within that loop, most people would say you're in London.
Probably, yeah. That's the M25 motorway, actually.
Yeah.
Which is a circular route. And then this here is another route. It's called a circular something. I can't quite remember the road, but when I was a truck driver, I used to come down here a lot, and that would be the road you'd go around to get to wherever because it's very busy down there. You can't believe how much traffic and chaos there is. But
I used to drive downtown Dallas. I can believe it.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know how we got into that.
So actually go back to where we can see that loop. Okay, and stop right there. Maybe back it off one, just for a size comparison, so we can kind of compare apples to apples. Maybe one more. Okay, right there. Okay, leave it at that height. Look up Houston.
Okay.
Let's see if we can see Houston, because it is, again, it's like just to compare apples and apples to oranges kind of thing, because it is absolutely stupidly large.
Yeah.
Like that's like you could still call yourself a Houstonian and be anywhere outside the red.
Outside there, yeah. Yeah, it's the same thing. Pretty much the same thing, isn't it? A big place. Um,
it's stupidly massive. Yeah, it's insane. A lot of
mm,
actually, and here's the thing. So back off just a little bit more from that. You see the real dark green around there. There are
it's
Bigfoot
just
sightings right
oh,
outside there.
it
Ah,
just froze. It keeps does it do that with you? It freezes
yes.
all the time for me.
Oh, Google Maps is terrible.
It's useless now, isn't it?
Hmm?
It's pretty useless now for doing that.
So
Um,
okay, so yeah,
so
the dark area, so yeah, just that you see just to the north. Almost all of your Bigfoot sightings are going to come from that starts the Piney Woods area.
right,
That's all. In fact, right there, the big yeah, that's
big
basic.
thicket.
The big thicket. A lot of stuff comes out of there.
Oh,
So just since we do dabble in the Bigfoot from time to time,
yeah.
you know, like that's all, and really a lot of it comes down around the Trinity River that goes from Dallas all the way out to the Gulf. So yeah, but yeah, all that's basically the Piney Woods, and like the Trinity River comes down over here, and then you have
Is that what they call the
driving.
Pineys then?
Yeah, I mean, now
Oh,
that and all the way up, like you can scroll up, and this is all Piney Woods, like
wow,
yeah,
all that.
yeah. So basically, like Dallas is the base, like where you see where Dallas and Fort Worth are. We're basically the bottom of the Great American Plains, and then if you go east, you run into the Piney Woods real fast. If you go
Mm-hmm.
south, you hit in what's called the Hill Country,
Okay,
where we have most of our hills. I mean, we don't really have mountains in Texas; we have hills.
right.
And if you go west, you obviously start hitting the desert, and
Mm,
it gets real. Again, I'm a more of a desert guy. I love the desert, so
yes.
you get to the mesas and all kinds of stuff.
You're kind of in the middle, aren't you? Where you can
Mhm.
have a different wherever you go, you've got a different terrain or kind of
Yeah, well, we're nowhere near the
going on.
middle, but we're called yeah, we're north central Texas.
Mhm.
Is sort of the idea of where we're at. But yeah, like I can drive for 5 hours and still be nowhere near. If I'm heading out towards if I head west, 5 hours has me nowhere near the near a border. You can actually
Wow.
be driving you can drive 18 hours in Texas if you start if you're coming across from Louisiana, you can drive for 18 hours and still be in the state of Texas.
That's a lot, isn't it? That's a
Yep.
lot.
Well,
Um,
people don't understand how big, just unfathomably large places like Texas and Alaska are. Right?
mm,
People are like, so just again, so, I don't want to leave our very interesting conversation about tomato or tomato, but people are like, well, but how can these things stay hidden? I'm like, you don't even begin to understand how big just our one city is. And just the city, like the city of Dallas, you can hide thousands of hogs inside the actual city of Dallas. Like no one ever sees these things, but they cause thousands of dollars in damage to property every year. I mean, people don't get it. Like these things, you can hide. That's a major metropolitan city. You just as soon as you get outside the city, a lot of this stuff becomes so dense. The greenery, and it's like it really at night when it's like where all those points of light are major cities, and then it's black everywhere else. Like that's nothing but open land for them to live in and hide in and do whatever they want. You're never going to see it.
mm. Yeah,
So,
it's a lot of land, isn't it? I when I went to Australia, I had no idea how big it was. Yeah, I looked on the
oh
map,
yeah.
but didn't mean anything to
Mhm.
me till I got there and realised just how huge. Yeah, I thought, oh, I'll just nip
Mhm.
over to Tasmania, and like, or New Zealand's like it's another 8 hours away, and
Yeah.
yeah, really like wow, because where I live,
Mhm.
I'm 2.5 miles off from the sea, from the countryside, from the
Mhm.
motorway, from anywhere. It's probably like 4 hours tops.
Mhm.
I'm on the west coast. Probably be
Yeah.
like 4 hours tops to get over to the east, and
Yep.
maybe take me 6 hours to get to London, and then you're pretty much, another couple of hours you're at the south on
Mhm.
the south end. So,
W-
um,
One of my favorite things to laugh at is when people make movies or shows about the state of Texas or in the state of Texas. There was a show called Heroes. It was on for a couple of hours. It was on for a couple of seasons. Zachary Quinto. That's where he made his name before he went to Star Trek. Anyway, there was an episode where one of the characters lives in Midland, Odessa, right? which is literally like if you're looking at the state of Texas, it's that pointy bit all the way over here is where we have a lot of oil and gas and stuff, and it's way over there. And she talks about going with her friend to Galveston for a school report, and they're saying, "Oh no, it's just a day trip. We'll be back tonight." I could not stop laughing at that. I'm like, because it's like you couldn't even look at a map and think that was possible. You're not driving from Midland, Odessa to Galveston and then coming back in a day. That's not possible. And like there was a movie shot here with Matthew Perry where he was like it was Matthew Perry and the Elizabeth Hurley, I think. Anyway, they have the guy from The Evil Dead. He played Ash in The Evil Dead. Bruce Campbell. They're chasing each other around supposedly downtown Dallas, right? Trying to serve summons. That's the big climax of this rom-com. And of course, I know downtown Dallas like the back of my hand. I've walked downtown Dallas doing photograph stuff. And I'm like, and I'm laughing because they're hitting all these different spots. Some of them are in Fort Worth, and I'm like, okay, don't get me wrong. This is really it's cute that you're showing a lot of these big important spots in downtown Dallas, but those are nowhere near each other, like at all. Like he's not just running; he's running across all of North Texas to get to these points. And I'm like, that's not no. You're not like. Are you the Flash? Did you fall through a wormhole to get from there to there? It's just those little funny things. But I think you probably do the same thing when you see these movies in Britain. You're like, that's not even the same city. You're like, that's not near each other. I imagine if people in New York are doing the same thing. They're like, that's not here.
Perception and just like you say, overbuilt automotive. Got female issues. Needs advice. Let us know. Let's see if we can help.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I thought you was doing something else then.
No, I don't know. I got nothing for you. Like that's for you. That's for you. I got nothing.
Okay. That's all right. That's all right. Mark Toffacut, Francesca E. The Italian's amazing. That's pretty good, isn't it? Spaghetti, ravioli. Keep practicing. You're getting there, definitely. Especially the arrive dirty.
Sorry.
Now, this is an interesting one. Route or route?
Okay, so here's the problem. I would drive Route 66.
But he doesn't say that in the song. He doesn't sing that.
Yeah, it's Route 66. But I would say it's like for me, I would say it's Route 66. But if you were to route someone, it would be as a military campaign. Like I can say route, but I would say it as a military campaign. But I would say it's Route 66.
But people say route, sorry, don't they? People will say route.
Mm-hmm.
But why?
I don't know. I don't even know why I say half the things I say.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Well, again, it's like anything else, right? It's like one group probably pronounces it. Here's the worst part.
Why do they call the router? The router.
Yeah. Well, see, a router and a router are two different things.
Are they though?
Oh, yes.
Are they not creating a circuit?
A router is for plumbing. A router is for carpentry.
I'm talking about your broadband.
Oh, yeah. Oh, broadband. Yeah, I'd say that's a router.
A router, yeah.
Yep.
I don't know.
So here's the word. I saw they had a map of like where certain words were said, right? And they had in Dallas is where a lot like firefly and lightning bug, right? Like if you're from over here, it's lightning bug. If you're over here, it's a firefly. Well, I actually say both words. And they showed like if you're in and around Dallas, it's sort of like it's the two words blend. Like my dad grew up saying tumped. Oh, if something were to be knocked over, it was tumped over.
Okay.
And I use that, but I also use the word knocked over. I use both because it's sort of a Southern Texas thing, but I'm here, so I actually use both. Again, why do we say tumped versus knocked? Why do we say router versus, well, again, it's a lot of it comes down to like that. I think is probably there's a lot of tools that have similar, words, and one is to identify one versus the other. Even though it should be Route 66, but I think of Route 66. But I could plan a route, so I don't know. I have no clue.
And then you're en route. En route. When you're en route,
You're en
are
route.
you en route or en route?
I'm en route.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, we're kind of the same there.
There you go.
Texas Jack says a router is the opposite end of a tutor.
Texas Jack, we're not talking to you anymore.
No. We'll put him on the special pile there where we don't.
Yeah, we'll talk about you after we get done talking about Ruger Ridge after the show.
A little backup plan when we run out of things to say about Ruger. Yeah, good idea.
Yeah.
Now, yes, router can mean something different, can't it? As well. But we'll leave it there. Skim over that one. Let me see. Trash barrel, can, or bin?
Oh, I say trash can.
The bin. It's just the bin.
It's just the bin for you. It's not even trash bin, just the bin.
We don't say trash.
Yeah, you just say bin,
rubbish. Right? We go rubbish bin. Never heard it. Never used. I mean, I know what trash is, but
you just say but you would actually prefer rubbish versus trash. Like you would say a rubbish bin, but you would actually just say the bin, right? You even drop the rubbish.
Say the bin. Yeah. Put it in the bin.
And see, I would say a trash can. It's like throw it in the trash can.
It's just easy to say bin. And while we're at it, the car park is where you park a car.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, like, what's a car park specifically?
Where you park your car.
Okay, I can see that.
Like you'd say parking lot.
I would say a parking lot. Exactly. I was like, oh, you mean the parking lot, or and like we have these multi-story, but we'd still call them our car lots. We'll call them car lots. But yeah, car lot or a parking lot. Yeah.
We call them car park here. So that's just something different.
As Paul Holland points out, you'd say a boot. I would say a trunk.
The boot. Yeah.
Yeah, you call it the boot. I would call it the trunk.
Yeah, and at the front, it's the bonnet.
We'd say the front.
You said the hood.
Yeah, I would say the hood. Yeah.
The hood. See, I know. I'm in with the.
There you go.
All the words.
Oh, you got the same Russian guy who tried to spam me this morning.
Who? Where?
Right there. It's.
Oh yeah. Can someone actually? I can do it.
Yeah.
They were in my live the other night. They're getting to be a bit pain at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah, we got hit by a bunch of spammers like a couple of weeks ago. We had like 4 of them posting in the chat when I was live.
The easiest way to stop this is to put the dot in your blocked words.
Oh, really?
Because they seem to be writing a dot and a word together, and it just be. But what it does is because people sometimes don't spell. You can misspell what you're writing, and if you put a dot, then in the comments section, it'll go into. Have to review the comments. It blocks those comments as well, unfortunately. But anyway, we got it. We're on it. And we got rid of him.
All right, I'll have to try that. I didn't know you could do that. So, Francesca, we have long, and for those who've asked, I've seen it. We have long had this conversation: cookies or biscuits. We have like several episodes dedicated to cookies versus biscuits,
and they're actually different things.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's even worse. It's not even that we use different words. We have completely different concepts of these things.
Yeah, we don't have biscuits with gravy here.
Yeah, herb versus herb. That was also a question in there.
Herb. Oh yeah, it's herb, isn't it? With an H. It's not spelled with an E, is it?
Well, except that sometimes H's are silent. Herb.
H's are never silent.
Sure, they are.
When it comes to when it comes to the first letter of a word.
It's an herb.
So, like, hard is hard.
No, hard is hard. Horse is horse. Of course.
Horse is silly. Hers is herbs. Let's stop this getting too late. It's getting too late to be playing this
Yeah,
game.
no, we've had whole episodes dedicated to the biscuit versus cookie thing.
Yeah.
And it gets convoluted. It gets really convoluted because really we have completely different conceptions of all this stuff, right? Like it's not even like the boot versus trunk thing or lamp or flashlight versus torch are like that's just different words for the same thing. We have completely different concepts of cookies versus biscuits. Like we went down that rabbit hole and it was fascinating.
Mm-hmm. We'll have to bring it back up again. Garage is pronounced garage. I know lots of people here probably say garage, but it is the garage.
It's garage.
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 But yeah, we do say garage. And for years I used to say my dad's restaurant, and then someone said it's restaurant. I was
restaurant.
Like, oh, restaurant.
We say restaurant. Yeah. We say restaurant, even though there is that A in there. We just say restaurant.
AU.
Yeah.
Yeah, restaurant. So in Australia, hi, Squatch Australia. Nice is nice.
Noise.
Yeah. Very nice. Yes.
By the way, talking back to the idea of how big Australia is, it is so big. It's one of the few countries I actually think that there are people who've made the claim that Megalania still exists, and that it exists in Australia. Outside of India, India, Southeast Asia, I actually think that it's a real possibility for Megalania to exist in Australia. It's just so big and empty.
Right.
So it's just, again, that's how big it is. I'm like, yeah, you could have a 13 or 20-foot long, land dwelling reptile running around eating things and have it still remain hidden. Now, again, Southeast Asia, that like India to Southeast Asia, I'll buy that. The only other place in the world I could conceive of that would be Australia.
Oh yeah, definitely is big, as if not bigger in. Well, I don't know in size, but there's a whole load of space there. That's just who knows what's going on out there. What's oh dear, what have you done, Meredith? Have you been?
I don't know.
Fumbling with your fingers. If anyone's been deleted, I don't know. We'll sort it out after, I guess. Overbuilt automotive. Tomato here is tomato.
Tomato. Yeah. So I'm probably hold on. Overbuilt. Are you in Arkansas?
Let us know where you're from.
Yeah, let us know because I'm feeling like that sounds Mater. Yeah, tomato. That feels like an Arkansanian thing.
Okay. Which is another weird one, isn't it? Because of I think I've done this before. Probably spelled it wrong. I better not put it up because I'll probably spell it wrong and it won't look good. So I have
How you doing? East Tennessee. Okay, that's similar dialect.
Kansas and
Arkansas.
Arkansas.
It's Kansas versus Arkansas. But if you're from Arkansas, it's Arkansas.
It's not Arkansas.
Nope, it's Arkansas.
Why not? Anybody from Kansas or Arkansas? Do you feel the same as me, where it should be Arkansas?
So here's the thing: we all agree it should be Arkansas.
Yeah, okay.
But it's Arkansas, and I can't explain that one. I can't even explain Arkansas. Like it's not even phonetically. Like you can't even get that. So just saying.
That's fair enough. Hi, Jean. Danielle on one show. Can we discuss the proper way to make real tea, not those tea bags? Okay.
Okay, tea bags are perfectly fine, Jean. Don't do this. Don't do this. There's nothing wrong with a tea bag.
Loose tea. You can get some beautiful loose teas.
Oh, they're absolutely beautiful loose teas. I can't taste the difference. It's a tea bag versus a tea, using loose tea in a tea ball, or you pour it through the leaves.
I think there's
It,
something different in drinking out of a drink from a teapot than straight from the cup, kettle to the cup and drinking
Mhm.
from there. When you're doing the process of brewing tea, there's something nice about that, and you need proper china cups to drink tea, really, really, to
Okay,
enjoy
I
tea, not
will I
tea.
will say this though: the one advantage, the one other reason I really prefer the tea bag, you don't have to just be, you're not sitting there drinking, and all of a sudden you get this salad of tea in your face because you've got all this loose
Because you
tea,
haven't used a filter.
and there's just all this, just the bits of tea, and
Yeah,
you're
but
like, no, this is the
you
proper way. It's like I've got tea all stuck in, like tea leaves all stuck in my
yeah,
face.
but
Like,
you should
no,
pour it through a sieve, a little you shouldn't
there's
you need
tiny,
the kick.
tiny,
Yeah.
there's tiny little pieces, and it's just, you're like, no, I want to drink my tea. I don't want to eat
Oh, dear.
it.
Fair enough. I actually love the coffee bags you can get now. It's like
Oh
filtered
yeah.
coffee, but it's in a bag and you brew it, and
Mhm.
I'm obsessed with them. I mean, I drink them all the time, but the taste is really, really nice, especially for bagged coffee. But I just missed it before, but yes, a tomato Sammy, Sammy sandwich.
It's a
I'm trying to
it's a mater
sound
sandwich. A mater sandwich.
sandwich. That's it. Yeah,
Hmm.
um, yeah, I like them. I like those with salad cream.
Ugh.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't like tomatoes. I really don't. I like what you can turn a tomato into: salsa, spaghetti sauce, ketchup. Love it. I hate tomatoes. I can't taste them. Now that being said, the thing I hate more than anything, pickles. My
oh, I love
sis
pickles.
my sister and my daughter love pickles. I cannot. I've tried. I have made a good go at trying to eat pickles. I can't do it. I
Mm,
can't do it.
I do like them. I do
Hmm.
like them. Um, let me know what you want, Jean. I'll send you some loose tea, some nice
We've
proper
got
English tea.
we've got
I'll
tea
actually probably
stuff
send you
here.
some. Hey,
We got Tivana and all kinds of places that sell
yeah,
proper loose tea.
yeah. Oh
It's a
well.
bit it's a bit prissy for my taste, but I mean we can. My wife. Okay, hold on. Personal note here. My wife buys just all these teas. Like I like green tea and I like black tea. Like I don't do sugar. I don't do milk. I don't do. I just want unsweetened tea. But she's got all of these weird fruit flavored different kinds of tea. Like we have an entire thing of teas, and I can't find. She's like, "Oh, we've got a whole thing of black tea in there." I'm like, "There's no way." It's like, I mean, it's not like just a few teas. Like, I mean, like this cupboard full of tea. And I'm like, I can't find the red, the black tea, and I can't find the green tea. All we have are these weird fruit flavored, hibiscus infused teas. And I'm like, I just want to drink tea. I don't want flowers. I don't want fruit.
Mm.
I don't want honey. I don't want something citrusy. I don't even know what some of this stuff is. I just want black tea or I want green tea. And I just want to put my little tea bag in there and let it go with my life and move on with and just be happy.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can, sort something out. I
Mhm.
mean, it sounds like a real issue there.
It is. It's a terrible. It's one of the great tragedies of my life is that it's so hard to find just black tea. I will just go and drive to
Can't
QT
you
just so
just,
I can get a big thing of black tea from them
yeah,
unsweetened. I love unsweetened tea. I really do.
I like it. Well, depends what it is. Yeah, I guess with nice tea, I don't have it, but sometimes a sweet cup of tea
Mhm.
is exactly what I need. Um, yes, fried green matero. Well, I mean, I would say tomatoes, fried green tomatoes. Um, love those.
Oh, the Russians are back.
Tomatoes. Are they back?
Tomatoes. Yeah, the Russians are back.
Where are they at?
Well, there's the
Um,
bottom of my thing.
oh, I can't, it's is it Russian, that language? Can we block? Can
Yeah,
someone else? Should I do it?
I don't know if you can block
I've got it.
anyone from
You can
Russia.
you can
That's
do it.
definitely Cyrillic. I just don't know.
Mm.
Yeah, you're way better at this than I am. I'm lucky to use my computer.
You can block from StreamYard.
Really?
There's after the comment
Mhm.
on the
Oh,
comment.
yeah. No, I can do that.
Yeah, and then you
No,
can
I've
do
done that. But I didn't know that you could like set a thing where it's like, hey, dot, and then whatever, or hey, if
Yeah,
it's from a Cyrillic language, just be like, nope.
yeah, you can do that in settings. I'll tell you after the show.
Mhm.
Right. Someone said, I think it was Max Power said, the thinner the glass, the better wine tastes. And champagne, obviously, the thinner the glass. A drink does taste different, and tea in a china cup, proper tea in a china cup is the biz.
I'll buy that. I mean, it's amazing the things that can affect the flavor of a drink. I see. Hey there, Iron Dogger.
Hello, it's tubers and footers.
Yeah. I don't know if she's actually talking about us though. She wasn't specific.
I'm getting a bit ahead of myself there.
I think she may be talking about somebody else.
How do I take a comment off that I put up accidentally without? There was a little thing that you should be able to. I don't know where this is now. How did I manage to get that? Oh, that's me. That's because it's always there. It was my comment. I thought it was a comment from the thing. Francesca, look, we're not doing that tonight. We're gonna go back to that one night, but we're not doing that. But it's
Not
two
tonight.
different things.
And this is a very long conversation. I'm not even kidding. It's a very long conversation. I was shocked. I thought this was a 5-minute gag, right? I'm like, okay, we can do because we do the tomato versus tomato gag. Like, this is a bit that we do all the time. We admit that it's a bit that we do here, but cookies versus biscuits, I was shocked. I was absolutely shocked at how we opened that rabbit hole and it went all the way down. I was like, what is going on here? So we'll do. Don't worry. We'll come. We do this bit all the time. We'll come across it. But I do agree. Beer tastes better from the bottle. Unless it's a properly chilled mug, that absolutely changes. I think that changes beer. But you drink beer warm. You don't even drink it cold like we do.
No. Yes, I don't. I drink it ice cold. But yes, some Brits here will drink it straight. Go to the shop, buy some lager, hold it in their hand for an hour. Warming this stuff up even more. Just taking sips out of this. It has to be ice cold for me. And I have to have it like with pizza and salad.
Oh yeah.
That's the only way I drink.
I'm not a big beer drinker either. I just don't. I'm not a drinker in general, but I do.
He says with that bottle in front of you.
Hold on. The fact that I'll do this with the label. That's I've had this bottle for months. It's one of a 4-pack. It was just open and left it there. And I just took a sip. That's fine.
Okay.
I'm just not a big drinker. I'm not a.
No.
I have a friend who's a very big drinker. But beer tastes better from a chilled mug that's so cold it has the ice crystals on it, and then you pour a cold beer into it. That is the best way to drink a beer, at least a Pilsner. But yeah, again, that versus even just a cold one out of the it absolutely changes it, right? So I'm right there with you. The can versus the bottle versus the iced mug. It's almost 3 different experiences.
Definitely. I prefer to drink water actually from a glass than out of the bottle. I do drink it out of the bottle, but actually I drink much more in a glass, and I enjoy it a bit more. It's weird, isn't it? There was a funny. I think I've missed it now. There's a lot of comments.
But I agree with Diane Fowler. Pizza and beer is very different from pizza than beer and something else. Like pizza. The food that you what you pair it with. I think that does matter. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Sorry for the silence. Oh, that's what I was going to say. As far as though any channel owner on YouTube, you can go into your settings so that nobody can post a link in your chat or on your comments. Only moderators and the channel owner can post links, and that's in your settings. I think it's in community, and you should click that one because it means you know you can't get those, like you're saying, or somebody said, sorry, those comments I've blocked normally come with a link, and they are going to like porn sites.
Yeah,
and they can't put the link up because I blocked. No one can put any links up on here, only the mods. So that might be something worth checking in for text to check out.
I should probably do it for mine too.
Yeah, it'll say at the bottom, right at the bottom. Click that. So that's a handy little tip. Beer and ice cream, not sure about that.
Again, I've never done it. So hold on, Francesca, I've never needed alcohol to slur anything. I'm a Texan.
Yeah, you can just slur for fun.
I mean, that's my native tongue is the slur. Again,
Exactly.
you're lucky. Y'all are lucky. I'm not over here with like a crick and a fire and a hole and
or a translator even.
a translator. No slurring is
slurring, but don't worry about it.
And
ice cream with as a kid, I remember having this American cream soda poured into a glass of ice cream. I used to love that.
I hate cream soda, but I love root beer. Root beer float I'll do. I do know friends though who do love. They'll do a float with beer and vanilla. They do love that, so I can see that being a thing. For the question, I do not do well. It's not that I don't do sake. Again, I'm not a big drinker. I've had sake. I actually kind of liked it, but I'm just not a big drinker in general.
No,
I do like. I found mead very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should do it. I'm going to get some biscuits and some cookies actually for one night, and we'll go through them. I can test them as well for you all. Give you an idea what they taste like. I'll get a few packets of stuff.
There you go.
I don't mind. And then maybe I could send you some stuff that you don't have over there.
Oh, there you go.
Test it out for us live.
There you go. And what I can do is I can get some of my favorite Texas stuff and ship it to you.
Let's do that. Let's do a swap.
And we can do like a cultural exchange.
Yes.
We'll have to do anything that it can't be. It'll have to be shelf stable. So I can send you like Helen the Red and some Wolf Brand chili. Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, can't wait.
Yeah.
I'm going to send you some local stuff, local kind of stuff. But that's obviously packaged well enough to do it. Dr. Pepper, ice cream floats. Oh, or Mr. Pibb. Pibb floats.
Mr. Pibb is Coke's version of Dr. Pepper.
All right, okay.
And we used to have something before. Unfortunately, there was a whole legal thing for years. In Dublin, Texas, there was a bottle. It was they actually produced Dr. Pepper. They started producing Dr. Pepper in the 1800s, and they had this route. It was where they could only sell because it was such an old contract. It was like as far as a horse could carry it on a 2-day ride and back. That was their distance, right? And they left. They were producing the classic Dr. Pepper with pure cane sugar up until just a few years ago. When Dr. Pepper, and what happened was they should have tried to negotiate better with Dr. Pepper, but they were selling essentially outside of their region by doing internet sales.
Right.
And so Dr. Pepper came down on them. Luckily, it's allowed them to produce their own line of stuff. It is the best stuff you'll ever drink. But we grew up with Dublin Dr. Pepper ice cream floats also. Like anytime we went hunting down in Hamilton, we would bring back cases of Dublin Dr. Pepper because it was amazing. You had to drive a ways to get it, but yeah, it's a thing.
Nice. Yeah. Hello, Mr. Larry Batson's in the house. Beer, ice cream floats. Just no. Not for me. I just can't imagine that. But I like Dr. Pepper with it has to be ice cold.
Mhm.
and squeeze lemon into it, lemon juice. And the same with cherry cola.
Really?
Squeeze a load of lemon juice into it
Mhm.
and ice cold, and it is amazing. It really is.
I love Dr. Pepper as it is, but I have heard of people who do warm Dr. Pepper. Like they'll actually heat it up with
Oh,
lemon.
but then all the fizz goes.
There's no accounting for
Love the
taste. That's all I
fizz.
can
That's the
say.
whole point.
I
Um,
agree.
Let me just announce as well, while Larry's here,
Mhm.
Drawing
Hey, Larry.
Bigfoot's back, and it's going to be over on Bigfoot Odyssey. Hopefully this week, this Tuesday, if I can just nail my guest down. If not, the Tuesday after, but it will be back. It is coming back, so I'm looking forward to that because I do love drawing Bigfoot. Adam, do I really?
You
Biscuits
do.
and crazy. Sounds a
Gravy.
bit crazy,
Yeah,
doesn't it? To
it
me.
does.
Um,
But you have to be here for that. Like I don't think that's something you
yeah,
can transport. You have to come here for it because true biscuits and gravy are amazing.
yeah. I can imagine. Can imagine. This sounds good. Real ginger beer, hard or soft with amaretto. Mmm.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of
Amaryllis.
people like that. I've never tried ginger beer.
Yeah.
Hmm
Is it hard or soft, I presume, with alcohol or not?
I honestly couldn't tell you. I've always assumed it was alcoholic, but I may be wrong. I've never had it.
A ginger beer, yeah,
Yeah.
it's unalcoholic. I can get it unalcoholic.
Well, hold on. Again, we don't know if what you call ginger beer is what we call ginger
Oh
beer.
yeah, of course.
You
Yeah,
can't
all
even
right.
agree on the name of on what car parts are. What makes you think that ginger beer is going to be the same thing? And like sake, right? People call sake rice wine. It's not a wine; it's a beer.
All right.
But
Okay.
yeah, because it's a grain. But at the same time, it's
Oh.
very different than
Yeah, but
say
you're not
beer.
supposed to drink
Beer.
a lot though, are you? It's very strong, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's very
It's like
strong.
a wine. Yeah. Diane Feller likes cherry lemon Sprite. I've never heard of that. I mean, I've heard of
Mhm.
Sprite, but not the cherry lemon. But is that a cherry Sprite
I
with
think
lemon
it's
in it? Um,
they've come out with some new flavors recently, so I don't know.
CFGS, possibly. I don't know.
Mm-mm.
I don't know. Oh, it is. Hard is alcoholic, but then there's a soft drink. Yes, that's what I get is a soft
Oh,
drink.
gotcha.
Iron Dog says, Daniel, do you have the hostess brand? The hostess with the mostess? No, we don't. Not as far as I'm aware. For what exactly? For drinks?
Oh no, it's for like Twinkies and stuff like that. Little
Sweets
cup. Yeah, it's
and
like sweets.
candies.
Yeah,
Right,
not
okay.
candies, but like pastries with cream filled pastries and stuff like that. You know what a
No,
Twinkie is, right?
no,
Really?
I don't know. Do you know what? I was somewhere. I think it's when I broke down and I was in a different town and I went into this garage and it had a box of American. Oh no, it's down the road actually. I never went back because I didn't want to get anything because I'm trying not to eat any like candies and stuff. But
Hmm
there was a rack with American sweets in it, and I think Twinkies was in it. I think, and I need to go back down and see what they've got. But they had like maybe 8 or 9 different
hmm
American
Yeah,
sweet candies.
yeah, they're like cream filled. Yeah, Hostess basically makes cream filled. Again, I wouldn't call them sweets because I always think of sweets as like a hard candy, but yeah, they're like pastries with cream and stuff like that in them.
Right.
By the way, big misnomer.
Yes.
Twinkies do not last forever. People are like, oh, these Twinkies last forever. Like they have a shelf life of hundreds of years. No, they don't. They expire very quickly. Like in my care package to you, Danielle, I was thinking like, well, I could probably even throw. When you said you didn't know what Hostess was, I'm like, I could throw a couple of like Twinkies and stuff in there. And I'm like, no, because if it takes too long to get there, they'll spoil. They spoil very fast.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, I'll see if I can find some equivalent here.
I imagine you'd have to have something equivalent. I can't imagine they wouldn't bring it over there. But it may taste very different though, because I know you all have different regulations for the kind of chemicals that can be put into your body.
mm,
Yeah, over here we're like, no, please make your food out of entirely scientific and fake products, please. Again, nothing bad can happen if you're eating oil byproduct.
I've got this. Cheese Freak, email Larry again, will you? And explain in the email. Have you got his email address? Have I got it in here somewhere? I don't know if I have. Larry, put your email in the comments. If not, I'm sure we'll sort something out. Right, cream horns. Yes, we have cream horns. Love them.
Never heard of them.
They're like a cone-shaped pastry with like rolled in sugar and then cream in the inside.
Oh,
They
okay.
almost look
I
like a
can see that.
shell kind of thing.
Is it like a crispy shell or is it like a pastry shell?
Pastry.
Okay.
Pastry.
I know what you're talking about now. Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah. I've never had one, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
They are nice. Well, look, guys, we've gone past our hour.
We have.
Oh,
no.
I know. We've broke the barrier. We'll be all
Well,
right.
we were talking about some very important subjects with pastries and
Yes.
alcohol. By the way, I agree. The whole Russian mule in a copper cup. I have friends who will not drink. Like they will only do certain drinks in copper cups. So yeah, that's a real thing.
Now, my dad had a copper mug, like a
Yeah.
and he used to drink. He always drank beer with his dinner, and he used to put that in that thing. And sometimes I used to drink out of it, and I hated the taste at the end, that metallic taste, and he always seemed to have it. Do you get that?
I have never actually had a beer with I've never done that, so I don't even know if that's why. But some people absolutely swear by it. Like there's some people who won't light a cigar with anything other than a match because they believe that the butane from a lighter changes the flavor of a cigar. Now I'm of the opinion that I don't think it matters because the butane burns off in seconds, but I'm also someone who I also buy the generic Coke because I don't feel like spending that much on a soda. I mean, so I'm kind of the wrong person to ask.
Yeah. I'd have thought all the sulfur couldn't have tasted nice from the match, but I don't know.
Yeah. I think a lot of that is just straight up. It's in your head, right? Like I'm sorry, nobody in the world can really tell the difference between most wines, right? Like there are certain wines, but like they can't tell the difference between a $5 wine and a $50 wine, right?
I think I could.
There's every study that they've ever done has shown that nobody can tell the difference. Now you can tell the difference between like a $500 bottle of wine, like a $50 bottle of wine. But like most wines, most of these, it's like high label versus top shelf versus most people cannot tell the difference. Even professionals can't tell the difference. So I think a lot of that is fake, but I do agree some things can affect the flavor. Like again, frosted mug, that kind of stuff. The shape of the wine glass or the alcohol glass that can affect it. The copper, I've never tasted, so I can't say yay or nay. But I have friends who swear by it. So who knows?
Yeah, different horses for different courses, as they say. So who knows? Iron Dogger drinks her orange juice in a copper mug. So,
but she's also Alaskan, so I don't know if I would.
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it not an aftertaste? Is it not like a copper metal aftertaste in your orange from your copper mug? I don't know. But look, we'll be here next week.
We will.
We might have an exciting new feature next week. If I've got it all arranged, our thingy we were going to do.
Yeah.
I won't announce it yet.
Let's not announce it, yeah.
I won't announce it, but I've been working on it, and I think maybe next week. Ta-da! But let's not say anything yet. Let's just keep it between us.
Let us tease.
Oh, we'll tease.
Tease.
Something new's happening, isn't it?
It is.
Okay, let's leave it there.
Let's leave it there. That's the mystery.
Enough. I think that's enough. I think that's the equivalent of you undoing a button.
It is. And I didn't know. I don't even have buttons today.
There you go. That's why I had to give them that. I had to give them something.
You had to give him something. I didn't even wear something
Just
that
rip
could
it.
undo a button.
Just rip it
Oh,
off.
I'm not ripping the shirt. This is my
Oh,
favorite. This is my favorite
okay, fair
Spider-Man
enough.
cover. And
Fair
what
enough.
pissed me off is my friend went and bought one the other day from our favorite comic monger, and he actually has this comic. I almost pimp slapped him when he
Wow.
sent me the text. I'm like, but I can't blame them for
No,
for having excellent taste.
exactly. It's not his fault.
So
It's not his fault. So look, everyone, thank you for staying with us tonight through
yeah.
this discussion of language and always back to food somehow or
Well,
another.
not always, but it is frequent that we return to food at some point.
Frequent enough.
Yeah.
So once again, thanks everyone for your comments and getting involved tonight. I'll be hopefully on Bigfoot Odyssey on Tuesday with Drawing Bigfoot with Larry Batson. Jason, what have you got on this week?
This week, actually, I will be off tomorrow. As it is the first. Sorry, I thought I'd turned off the sound on my phone.
Oh,
That's my bad. It's the first month. It's the first Texas front porch of the month, so I am off, and Bob is replacing me. But this week I don't have any serial papers or anything coming out, but it will be next week. We're going to do a big thing on the artwork that people who promote ancient astronaut theory like to say. Oh, look, there's a UFO in that painting. No, it's not.
oh, that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting. Ray Door, Jason, please let me contribute to Daniel's food box.
All right, Ray. I'll let you. I'll hit you up once I get everything put together.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. All right. Well, so guys, we'll see you in the week at one point or another. Until then, I hope everyone has a great week ahead and that the new year is, just as magical and wonderful as everyone makes out. Pretty sure it won't be. But you've got to put in it to get something back. And so if you want to have a good year, you have to put something in it to get it back, and whatever that is, do it and don't regret not doing it, because we're only here once. So until the next time, everyone, have a good night and we'll see you soon.